Day 3 beckons with a rematch from day 1 as the Park City Miners square off opposite the Timpanogos Timberwolves. Blake O'Rulean alongside my man Stockton Jukes for this one to kick off day 3 here at Kate Field. Stockton, big matchup from Monday for one of the wildest finishes through 8 games this week. The surge from Park City late, then Luke Livingston stopping them in their tracks.
Yeah, it was a really fun matchup. Timpanogos looked like the best team for 6 full innings. Then top of the 7th, a couple mistakes let Park City tie the game at 2. It didn't take long, though, for Timp to walk it off 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th. They did end up losing yesterday to Snow Canyon 3-0. A much different game for Timp. We didn't see them look quite as strong or as potent as they did on Monday, but I think they've got the advantage here, especially after what happened on Monday and just being the higher seed. I think they've got a little bit more power to get past Park City again. Yeah,
scoreless yesterday, only 4 hits opposite Snow Canyon, the lowest of any team this week through 8 games. And also, how much does that late comeback from Park City, didn't get it done, but how much does that occupy the mind space of the Timberwolves?
It's going to be there a little bit, but I don't think you think about it too much, especially because of how fast you got the walk-off taken care of. And it was just a couple stupid throwing errors that really allowed Park City to extend that inning as long as they did. I think 2 errors in the top of the 7th for Timpanogos. So those are their only errors of that game. But, yeah, I think if they just keep a strong mindset here, remember they won that game. They're the higher seed here. They've got a slightly better record coming into this one at 22-7 overall as opposed to 21-9 for Park City. And like we mentioned on Monday, Timp plays in a stronger region than Park City does. They don't face as much difficulties during the regular season as Timp will. So I think this will be slightly leaning towards Timp. But Park City, we saw them shut out the defending state champions yesterday, so they're not a team to snuff at here. And they're definitely going to be feeling like they want revenge from Monday because they were right there, and they know that they can play with this team.
Park City taking care of the Crimson Cliffs. As for Timpanogos, 12-0 in region play, obviously getting that number 1 seed coming out of their number 3 in this 4A state playoffs. With that, let's go ahead and pull up those keys to the game. Lots to look forward to in this one. Stockton, you've certainly got a couple of ideas about some of the things that this team needs to do.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like it's going to be an interesting one out there. Our keys here as we try and pull up that graphic. There we go. We'll start with Park City. They've got to use their base runners. They left 22 on base against Timp on Monday. Did a lot better yesterday in that game against Crimson. Trust the defense as well. We'll take a look at the rest of these keys after the anthem.
This is Parker. This is Jason with Team D Auto Sales.
Supporting local sports for over 20 years.
That's 2 decades. Come to Team D Auto Sales at 488 East St. George Boulevard.
Or TeamDAutoSales.com.
Yeah!
Team D, Team D.
Your child's sports journey starts with the City of St. George Recreation. From their first steps on the court or field to becoming a star player, our youth sports programs are here to develop talents and teamwork skills. So get out and play. Check out all the sports and get signed up at sgcityrec.org.
Hey, it's Marco from Coral Canyon Golf Course inviting you to play the course with the best backdrop in southern Utah. Make sure you get out and experience great golf for a great price at Coral Canyon. Visit coralcanyongolfcourse.com or call us at 435-688-1700 for your tee times.
Remember when Down East was all scratch and dent furniture? Your go-to for dorm rooms, kids' rooms, and first homes? Well, the times have changed and Down East has changed with you. Down East is proud to offer our beautiful collection of high-quality furniture designed to elevate your space and make a statement. From stylish sofas and dining tables to cozy bedroom collections. If you're starting fresh or looking to upgrade, Down East has everything you need to create the home you'll love.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Back inside Kate Field for this first game matchup between the Timpanogos Timberwolves and the Park City Miners. Blake O'Ruin alongside Stockton Jukes. Stockton, let's go ahead and pull up those keys to the game once again. You started them off, but then we had to cut to break real quick.
Yeah, our Team D auto keys to the game today. Utilize those base runners like I was saying. They left 22 on base against Timp. They had a lot of chances to score earlier in the game. We mentioned that at the end of that game is, they left it too late to make that comeback. They tied it up, but if they would have utilized those base runners early in that game, it's never a game that they're trailing for that long. They got to trust the defense, too. They didn't commit any errors in the shutout against Crimson Cliffs yesterday. Really strong defense behind the pitching staff because he did allow a lot of contact. We saw that from Crimson. They got on base. They got some base hits, but a lot of those strongly hit balls into the field were taken care of for an out. And then you just got to think of this game 3 outs at a time because obviously there's mental pressure coming in after losing that game to Timpanogos on Monday. Just play a half inning at a time. Do what you can to get those 3 outs at a time. And then when you're at the plate, take as long to get those 3 outs as possible. For the T-Wolves, they got to score first. It's what saw them have success against Park City yesterday. They failed to score in the top of the first against Snow Canyon. Snow Canyon went up 2-0 in the bottom of the first, and they just couldn't ever bring it back. Save their bullpen as well. They've now got to play an extra game today if they are going to make it to our state championship round on Friday. And if they do win later tonight, they would have to play again tomorrow. So they've got to save those pitchers as long as possible. And then last key for Timpanogos is they just got to play mistake-free baseball. They had 5 errors against Park City. Almost cost them the game.
Pulling up those House of Jump starting lineups. Park City, Timpanogos. Griffin Rogers will kick things off for the Miners. On the mound today will be Ashton Gurney, as first pitch is underway. Carter Hall will be on the mound for the Timberwolves.
Got to go check on our field camera, guys, for a second.
We'll stay on this one. Got a bit of a lag. Clearly, no one in that dugout. But as you see from our wide cam, Rogers will foul that one. 1-2 the count. Griffin Rogers pitched yesterday. Currently a .424 average at the plate. Leads the team in runs and stolen bases. Saw one on Monday as well for the senior. That ball outside of the strike zone, ball 2.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if you can get off to a hot start in this game this morning, Blake.
Park City, their 6th game in 6 days. Been busy. I mean, every team's been playing a lot this week, but Park City particularly in that first round having to play 3 games to get into postseason contention. Full count, that one will walk as Griffin Rogers finds himself on first base. Justin Michaelis, his 85th varsity game here today, the junior, 3 years on this minors squad, been a key component throughout the entirety of his high school career, currently batting .429 this season.
Apologize, we're working on getting our field camera working here for you. Got the main camera going, but having trouble picking up the secondary camera. We'll get it figured out for you, folks.
Hall finds it inside the strike zone. Strike 1. That one is sent out deep into right field. And that will put 2 Miners on base. No outs. Gooseballs along the board.
Good shot there. Just lined it through, past second base, in between first and second, and solid barrel of the bat on that baseball. Hey, you wake up, you get a good breakfast, and you barrel up balls if you want to play on to have a chance to win a state championship.
Jacob DeVries, the man up to bat, started on the mound on Monday as we get Stockton Jukes back on with a hot microphone.
Yeah, we called Stockton over to IT department for a quick meeting, and now he's back.
Happy to have you.
All's fair. We're doing good now. Got that field camera back up. Good start to the inning, though, for PC, first and second with nobody out. It's exactly where they wanted to be. And for Timp, you don't want to go down before you even get to the plate.
That one going to be called a ball. Jacob DeVries, 26 hits this season as that one fouls back behind home plate. Winner of this game will play later on today against Snow Canyon at 4:30 on the bottom side of this bracket. Things heating up here in this 4A postseason play throughout this week. Day 3 of these really long days. 4 games yesterday, 4 games the day before, 4 more on deck as we kick things off here on KSLSports.com, presented by UCCU Credit Union.
It's going to be a fun game today. One of these teams is going home after this one. Another team going home in our 1:30 game. And then maybe 2 more later tonight if Snow Canyon and Dixie continue to win.
Well, the bases are loaded, occupied by Red Tops as DeVries is walked, and now there's going to be a quick meeting up on the mound with Carter Hall. Your thoughts right now on Park City, able to find themselves in a prime position here early in this game?
This is exactly what they didn't have on Monday, is an early offensive start. Bases loaded, nobody out. They can go on the scoreboard for a couple here, and that's really going to help them going forward because, like we mentioned in the beginning of this stream, they didn't score till the 7th inning, despite having 22 base runners that they left on over the course of that game. It would really be tough if they end up straining all 3 base runners here, but with no outs, it's more likely than not that they will score.
This Park City team, 21 wins, their most since 2017, back when they went deep in the 3A playoffs. That was head coach David Fiesler's first season, now in his 8th with the Miners. That one doesn't have the legs for it, but it's dropped. And now that's going to send a runner right into home plate. Bases stay loaded, and the Miners are going to strike first. Griffin Rogers finding his way back home.
Oh, man, we just missed it there on the camera. As you could see, he jumped up for that. It was in a weird spot, and the second baseman's got the sun in his eyes directly for this first game until we get past noon and it's up above our heads. So he had a sun to battle with there. Not a whole lot of wind to talk about yet today. As you can see the American flag up in the top of your screen, gently blowing off towards left field. Just kicked off the palm of his glove, couldn't trap it.
Lars Entz now looking to capitalize. Runners on the corners, as that'll be ball 1. Entz averaging .305. Lots of north of 300 batting averages on this Park City squad. Didn't see a lot of offense on Monday or even Tuesday, but looking to start things up here early on this Wednesday morning. This is 1-1 the count with 1 out.
If you're curious about the scoring of that last one, they haven't put an error up. They also didn't put a hit up, so they're just going to score that a fielder's choice with the sun being in the fielder's eyes there, not an error.
That pitch grazes the outside. It'll be 2-1. Lars Entz, one of the seniors on this battle-tested Park City squad. Ball is bobbled as Carter Hall checks at first.
Struggles here to find the zone early for Carter Hall. I'm feeling a lot of pressure already giving up a run.
Hall sends that one piping down the middle. So that'll be strike 2. 2-2 the count, 1 out. As we see on this Red Rock Real Estate replay. Blinding fastball down the middle for Carter Hall, exactly like you were talking about, starting to get that wheel going. That one got some power on it, but it'll fall to the inside, or to the outside, I apologize.
Yeah, that was I don't want to strike out looking on that pitch swing. Didn't want to really do anything with it, but needed to make contact.
That one pops up. Hall will reel that one in, and that'll be 2 outs for the Miners.
That's a great at-bat there for Hall. Getting that pop-up in the infield, nothing nearly deep enough to get that runner in from third. Everyone's got to stay where they are, and now you can get out of this.
Carter Hall, a .67 ERA, 10 appearances, 41.2 innings pitched. Coming into today is that one grounds inside, and that will stop the bleeding. Just 1 run with a lot of offense from the Miners, but Timpanogos able to weather that storm, and now we will move to the bottom of the first. Lots of action still to come here on KSLSports.com. Stay with us.
House of Jump is Southern Utah's only indoor trampoline park and your only place to jump, dunk, and dodge. Head on over to our house, the House of Jump.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Stop in and see what's new at Wilkinson's House of Lighting, a proud sponsor of Region 10 Athletics.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Don't miss our big anniversary sale at Patio Furniture. We're offering the biggest savings of the year. From umbrellas to sofa set to accessories, don't miss out on our anniversary sale from February 15th through the 24th. Visit our new showroom today.
1-0 the score. Park City able to strike first on this one.
Yeah, good start there for PC. Did leave a couple runners out there. So not, ideal to leave runners out there to start the ball game, but at least you did get a run across here, and you've got a little cushion, some run support already.
Up first to bat for the Timberwolves, Caden Harding, the senior. He's got hits in both games this week, only one to do so on this Timberwolves squad. Facing off is Ashton Gurney, as that one will pop up. Center left field. A little bit of miscommunication, and that one is going to land into a patch of green, and the Timberwolves are going to get on base. Caden Harding, 3 for 3 in this postseason so far.
Yep, that he just hit that way up into the air, and with that sun, like we were talking about, the wind blew it in further towards left field, and it ended up behind everyone.
Wind has been a factor for a lot of these games, but particularly Park City hasn't had to deal with that. Specifically, not as much wind on Monday. Yesterday, the wind really picked up in those second, third, and fourth games. Park City obviously playing earlier on opposite the Crimson Cliffs as they got that win. Luke Livingston, he's a name to remember if you can date back to Monday with that deep right field hit, sending an RBI and putting the Park City Miners into the losers bracket. Luke Livingston, also a 3-sport athlete.
Luke was our star of the game in that one. 2 for 3 with a walk as well, a couple RBIs, a couple runs that he scored. Big piece of the Timp offense early in the game to put them in the position to walk it off in the 7th.
Gurney,
I believe he walked it off, too.
Gurney checks Harding at first. Ashton Gurney, no time on the mound this week 1-2 the official record in 5.2 innings pitched. Kind of surprised he's the one starting today, but Park City has been running through their pitchers throughout this week.
Yeah, they had to play that elimination game yesterday, and again, both of these teams, if they win, they'll have to play another game today. If they win tonight, they'll have to play another game tomorrow. So losing Tuesday really ends up hurting, but losing Monday hurts a little bit more.
3-0 the count. No outs for Timpanogos, the defending 5A state champs, as that one leads inside and will send Livingston on base.
Gurney's been living on the front door for these right-handed batters to start off the game. 2 of them on base now after that weird just bomb dropped into the middle of left field in the sun, and then a walk there. 4 straight pitches. He was trying to find that breaking ball that he opened the game with to find the front door, and he can't find it right now.
Familiar face up to bat for the Timberwolves, Brighton Tate. He started yesterday on the mound, had a triple on Monday against this Park City Miners team. 2 runners on base at first and second, as he'll look to bunt, and he'll get beamed instead, and the bases are loaded with 0 outs.
Yeah, you've got to make the adjustment now if you're Gurney. Have to go to the outside, have to change where you're aiming, where you're throwing, because the inside is just not coming back for him. This is exactly the response that you want, though, if you're Timp. You load the bases with no outs to start the game. Only allow 1 run, though, so it ended up being a pretty good defensive inning, all things considered, and now you've done the exact same in the second half of the inning.
Colin Morgan up to bat, went 0-3 yesterday, but currently a .359 batting average. Coming into today, you've got to think the law of averages will play in his favor coming into this one with this first at-bat. 1-0 the count.
We've seen a lot of this in this tournament between the batters and the pitchers, especially early in games. They'll just kind of stand there and look at each other. A lot of times batters will try and time that time call to right as the pitcher starts to go into their windup, but if you call it too late, they're not going to give it to you, so you really have to play with the timing.
That one popped up deep into right, looks to be swallowed up by the outfield. 1 runner coming home, and that one is going to slide in. Can they get him at second? That's going to be safe as well. Park City surrenders real estate, and with that, we've got the Timberwolves on the board as well.
Unbelievable base running there. Really good job to tag up from first to second from a right field pop-up. Saw that ball was going home immediately and didn't think twice. That's what you have to do in that situation. Don't check the ball when you're running or you will get tagged out.
Jackson Sotelo, the junior, 30 hits on the season. Runners on second and third. Only 1 out, as that one once again veers near the batter's side.
Jackson 366 on the season. 7 doubles, which is just shy of the team lead. Brighton Tate and Morgan are tied for 8 apiece. No triples yet for Sotelo, but he's got 2 home runs.
Heavy-handed as that one bounces into the infield. It's going to be an out at first base. Now 2 outs. But this one already more offense than we primarily saw throughout the entirety of Monday. As things get more competitive again, loser of this one will be sent home packing. Winner will play again later tonight at 4:30 in our 3rd game of the evening against Snow Canyon. Snow Canyon taking care of business against Timpanogos. Yesterday, a rematch between them. There would be a lot of narrative going into that one.
Yeah, Timpanogos might have to play another rematch later today if they win this one. That's going to be a tough one to play because they did not score a single run yesterday. You and I were talking about it, Blake, this morning. It really just seems like nobody's going to get in Dixie's way. Maybe Snow Canyon, but we're really thinking, based on what we've seen the last couple of days, that Dixie and Snow Canyon are going to be meeting up on Friday.
I mean, the offensive onslaught from this Dixie team has just been something to behold. But Snow Canyon also has a lot of intangibles, specifically on the mound. They seem to be very, very deep in that category.
Yeah, Snow Canyon's got great pitching, but Dixie does too. And we saw that yesterday from Dixie. We also saw them put up 17 runs in only 4 offensive innings. So, despite how good the Snow Canyon pitchers may be today, and they might get some more swings and misses than we saw from Desert Hills yesterday, that's still a team that can see and hit the ball.
Tyler Hunter at bat. Count is 3-1 as that one falls out of the hands. It looked directly in there, but still going to be out, and that will retire the sides as we move to the top of the second. 1-1 the score here on KSLSports.com, presented by UCCU Credit Union. Stay with us. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
Look at this stretch.
Transform your outdoor space with the awning. Transform your outdoor space with The Awning Company, St. George's top choice for awnings and outdoor enhancements. We specialize in making your backyard your favorite room of the house. With customizable options for every budget, from small projects to complete backyard remodels, we do it all. Experience superior craftsmanship, high-quality materials, and personalized service that sets us apart. For a limited time, enjoy 25% off in-stock kitchen components. Visit us at 735 South Bluff or go to theawningco.com.
Did you know that it costs less to maintain your equipment than to repair it? Yet 90% of breakdowns are caused by system neglect. Give your heating, cooling, and plumbing the care they deserve. For all your air conditioning and plumbing needs, turn to the experts.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
1-1 the score coming into the top of the second. Joey Breeza, the sophomore, hasn't had a lot of action coming into today, but he'll chop that one to the inside. It'll be met by the third baseman, and a quick first out in favor of the Timberwolves.
First pitch, first out. Hard to complain about that. Timp had a good bottom of the first there, equaling Park City's score, but they also had the bases loaded with nobody out, and they also only got one across. Park City managed to find their defense late in that inning as well, and I think both teams just had to settle into this game a little bit. We might see the pace pick up here.
One hit conceded for both Carter Hall and Ashton Gurney headed into the top of the second. Also one run allowed by each. Currently up is Keller Hill. He had 2 hits against Timpanogos on Monday. Found a lot of success. 3 total this week. One of the hot hitters for this minor squad, as that one will pop up just past the infield. And it'll be another pop fly. It'll be a pop fly, another out for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, the pitching is definitely increasing in pace. They're starting to find some more swingable pitches, but not necessarily hittable. We're seeing a lot of high fly balls early in this one.
Tage McKinley, 9th batter today for the Park City Miners. As that one finds itself inside, it'll be strike 1 with 2 outs. No Park City Miners on base. Tage McKinley, wouldn't be surprised if we see him on the mound at some point either today or later on in the day, depending on how the outcome of this one goes. 8 appearances on the season, a 2.33 ERA, but also a .400 batting average as he's looking to swing right now. And that one will go into right field. What a beautiful diving catch to send the Miners with a couple of goose eggs headed into the bottom of the second.
Yeah, what a beautiful play there. Good swing, too. A really good swing, but Sotelo runs in on that one, lays out Superman style, gets underneath it. That feels so good as an outfielder. And we are heading to the bottom of the second. Like I said, it's going to get quick.
Wheels starting to turn for the Timberwolves. We'll be right back on KSLSports.com.
This is Parker. This is Jason with Team D Auto Sales.
Supporting local sports for over 20 years.
That's 2 decades. Come to Team D Auto Sales at 488 East St. George Boulevard.
Or TeamDAutoSales.com.
Yeah!
Team D, Team D.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Momentum starting to shift in favor of the Timpanogos Timberwolves. They won on Monday, but a swift top of the second finds them with the opportunity to capitalize. Dylan McWhorter at the plate, 1 for 3 yesterday. One of 3 Timberwolves to record a hit yesterday.
Yeah, got a hit yesterday. Struggled against PC on Monday, went 0 for 2, but did draw a walk. So very patient batters you see not liking that inside half right now. 1-1.
McWhorter, a .292 batting average. Coming into today, a big swing. The heave won't hit. And with that, it's 1-2. McWhorter, one of many seniors on this squad. Going to go get a quick timeout.
That's what I was talking about, working on that timing with the pitcher, trying to throw him out of rhythm. If you get that hand thrown up off the bat just in time, the umpire will give it to you.
Gurney on the mound. That one is swung but found foul for McWhorter.
He's sitting on that fastball. He was a little late to that one, but he's not really loving the off-speed stuff. That's why he's sitting on those front door pitches.
That one finds its way high. 2-2 the count. As that one nearly finds contact on McWhorter himself. Now full count with no outs. No Timberwolves on base. Bottom of the second. 3 quick outs for the Miners at the top of the second. As we'll get another time by McWhorter.
.292 hitter this season, 3 doubles, 2 triples. No homers yet this season, but likes to get on base. Has a .414 OBP. And he does it again.
McWhorter will walk. It's a pair of walks for Gurney thus far. And now, Cash McCann, the designated hitter coming into today, 8th in the lineup for the Timberwolves.
McCann had a good day against Timpanogos. He had a hit on 3 at-bats and 2 runs scored.
Recorded that triple. Key piece as another senior up to bat.
Would have been 2 hits, too. Just had grounded into a fielder's choice at one point, but still came around to score in that inning. So another really good offensive producer yesterday. The seniors have really been showing up for Timp in this series. You know, with the exception of that Snow Canyon game yesterday, they just struggled to piece things together throughout the game. But this is what you're looking for when you come to a tournament like this. Your seniority really has to step up.
We mentioned it on Monday. 55% of this Timpanogos squad are going to be closing up shop at the end of this week. With that, a beautiful bunt finds it. He's going to be safe. Quite the execution. And with that, we've got 2 Timberwolves on base.
Great speed there from McCann. You could see that ball spun on the first baseman. That's probably got something to do with the turf as well. When you're charging in there as the first baseman, you're taught to kind of hug the line. The pitcher's going to follow everything in between you and the third baseman. But that one spun in on him. He didn't hug that line tight enough, and it got under his glove.
Cash McCann on first, McWhorter on second. Now up is Cooper Richards. Did not bat yesterday. Currently a .203 batting average as he's showing the bunt. Gets out of the way of that one. It'll be ball 1.
I think we might see McKinley break over to first from second here. If they're going to have, if PC's going to have Saladega charge on those ground balls, they've got to get McKinley over to first faster because McCann's taken some pretty hefty secondary leads.
Dylan McWhorter, one of the more active runners on base. 6 stolen bases recorded on the season. As for McCann, 2 for himself, as both of them lead off. Telegraphing the bunt. There's going to be contact. It'll fall foul. And with that, it'll be 1-1.
A little too far underneath that one. Thought it was going to drop down for him a little bit more. When you pop it up like that, the likelihood it's going to make its way either foul or into a glove goes up exponentially.
I mean, Cash McCann found success with it, right? Might as well see if lightning strikes twice. Luckily, didn't have any of that yesterday. A little bit on Monday. Richards, 13 hits on the season. As that one grazes the inside, it'll be ball 2.
It's taken Gurney a little bit longer than it took Timpanogos to adjust to this game. And Gurney's had a tough year on the mound, a 9.88 ERA, 1-2 decision record. It's only his 7th appearance. He's got a strikeout to walk ratio of 12-9, so not really many of either. Only 6 1/3 pitch now, though.
That one is successful, but will it get there in time? It looks like it will.
Just barely.
And Cooper Richards will head back to the dugout.
McKinley down on first after that play. Let's see what happened here as he crashes over to first to cover the bag. Oh, I think he might have just stretched something awkwardly trying to get back up. He seems fine, though, as he walks back over to his spot.
Hefty stretch. As another bean will send Caden Harding over to first and fill these bases.
Yeah, Gurney does not have it right now. Really struggling to find that inside half. And like I said in the first inning, he's got to make the adjustment.
Quick meeting of the minds on the mound as Park City.
I think they're going to pull him. He's already hit 2 in 2 innings. Yep, they're going to the bullpen. They're going to the pen. Let's see. Looks like they're going to bring a right-hander in.
We'll see who it is, see if we can get him on that ISO cam. Out there, our man Paulie Ratliff, who's done a great job on color all day. Also, Devin Dixon in the studio with us, helping us produce this broadcast. Still having a hard time seeing who it is, identifying this one. Trying to zoom in on one of these and get some ID. It'll be Royal Matthews. 5 appearances this season, a 1-0 official record. 5 flat on the ERA, 7 innings pitched. But Royal Matthews finds his way to engineer this Miners defense.
Matthews is one of 14 pitchers for Park City to have thrown at least 1 out this season. Did not throw against Timpanogos on Monday, so this will be something new for the T-Wolves. But like I said, they've got 12 arms that Tip didn't see on Monday, so 10 now after Matthews comes into the game. But they're pretty set as far as relief is concerned.
4 Ks in totality this season for the sophomore. We'll step aside for a moment as we get some warm-up pitches in for Matthews and be back in about 60 seconds.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Your child's sports journey starts with the City of St. George Recreation. From their first steps on the court or field to becoming a star player, our youth sports programs are here to develop talents and teamwork skills. So get out and play.
Luke Livingston up to bat. Royal Matthews, the new man to pitch. Livingston leads this team in batting average, .418 on the season. Obviously played spoiler again on Mondays. He'll swing big for that one with the bases loaded. Nice early pitch from Royal Matthews to get things going for him. Get a strike on that one. 1-2 the count.
Big spot to come in here if you're Matthews with the bases loaded, only one out in a tie game, and the loser of this game is going home for the season. So you really feel the pressure.
That one bats foul over on the right side. Livingston's swinging at most of what he's seeing. He's liking what he's got out there.
Yeah, and Matthews with a batting average of opponents at .280. He usually leaves a couple pitches over for you to do some damage with.
That one is going to send a strikeout. Another K for Royal Matthews. Good way to kickstart the day for him as Brighton Tate now back up to bat.
Yeah, you can't take that pitch on 1 and 2. Not with 2 strikes. Too close there. And I know that you're being picky on the inside with these Park City pitchers trying to work that inside edge with the umpire, but you've got to swing at that with 2 strikes.
Brighton Tate will swing that one. It pops up deep into right field. And once again, that will retire the sides.
Great camera work, Pauly.
Pauly doing a great job. Lots of movement on this one. The score still 1-1 as we will move to the top of the third on the other side of this one on KSLSports.com, presented by UCCU Credit Union.
Athletes, now is the time to build explosive strength, power, speed, and agility when you join Intermountain Sports Performance through our Season of Speed Holiday Special. Call 435-251-2299 to instantly save $100 on our 8-week training program. Must purchase by December 31st.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Griffin Rogers with another opportunity at bat, top of the third as we kick things off. He'll swing at that one, and it will send a piston to the outside. Oh, 0-1 the count. Griffin Rogers, 1 at bat already today. He was walked, if I remember correctly. As that one will bounce at the plate. Ball 1.
1-1 here, top of the third.
Rogers sends another one foul.
Really, really quick inning in the top of the second for Park City. 3 up, 3 down. Want to start getting some base runners going here. Timpanogos managed to maintain some of that offensive pressure from the first inning. Couldn't come around to score. A really good relief appearance by Royal Matthews to start off as that one bounces in the dirt.
Yeah, the Miners found a lot of success in the top of the first. Top of the second was maybe under 3 minutes. I mean, it was quickly that we were from commercial break to commercial break.
Yeah, and that's never good when you're trying to get Carter Hall done for the day. You want to work that pitch count up. If he's only got to throw, single-digit pitches per inning, it's going to be a long day. That's a great strikeout on some nasty stuff.
31 pitches in totality for Carter Hall today. And now back up.
Look at this pitch. Just crazy stuff. Starts right over the plate and just dives in towards the batter's feet.
Justin Michaelis now back around in the batting order. First pitch is a ball. 1-0 the count. Again, still tied up, 1-1. Saw some action in the first inning. Second inning, no scores, no runs for either side. 2 recorded hits in totality for the Timberwolves, only 1 for the Miners. Michaelis doesn't bite. That'll be ball 3. A walk for Michaelis. He'll find himself on first base.
Yeah, that's one of those, you'll throw some that he can nibble at, but you're okay with walking him there. He's hitting .429 on the season with 11 doubles, 3 home runs, and a triple. Michaelis with an OPS of 1188. That's someone that you're fine giving first base.
DeVries sends the swing, will miss. We've got strike 1. Jacob DeVries, again, back up to bat.
Close one there, just kind of depends on the umpire.
DeVries launches that one. It's fair. And there's going to be rounding around. Michaelis is going to find himself on third, and DeVries records the double. And with that, the tone of this one is turned on its head.
What a great grab there by the fielder on the run to stop and get that throw in quickly. But that was a absolute blast down the third base line. We've seen a couple pulled down that line in this tournament, and it's just a hair shallower out there in left field than it is down the right field line. But still, with the turf and how fast the ball skips along the turf, that got out there pretty quickly, and it was a long run for the Timpanogos left fielder.
12th double of the season for the junior, Justin Michaelis. And with that, it will put, or for Jacob DeVries, I apologize, his 9th double of the season. Looking at the wrong piece of my board. But now Ashton Gurney coming in. Was replaced late in the second inning on the mound. Now able to focus a little bit more on the offensive side of things as he'll swing and miss. Michaelis on third, DeVries on second.
And Gurney tried to crush that, but he is hitting .392, and he does have a slugging percentage of .632, so he's allowed to take those big hacks.
As we were discussing the piston by DeVries, there was a quick meeting of the minds between Carter Hall and his catcher. Gurney will chop that one to the inside. Little cat and mouse game here between the two at third. Michaelis, little monkey in the middle as he'll get tagged out. Some gamesmanship from the Timberwolves, but good fielding on the inside.
Yeah, it's for Michaelis, you got to know better than to go on that grounder to third base. You don't have the speed to run that out by any means, and you are going to advance the runner to second there, but it's still going to go down as a fielder's choice, so it's not going to be a base hit, and it's 2 outs now, so you're not going to have the tag-up opportunity from third anymore. You got to just stay put there.
Lars Entz now up 0 for 1 on the day for the senior. Again, haven't seen a lot of him up to this point this week, but 25 total hits this season, averaging a .305 average. Batting average, I should say. Runners on second and third. Entz, that one is fair, but it'll be out at first. And with that, we will switch sides once again. Another scoreless inning for the Miners. We're still 1-1 here as we lead into the bottom of the third. Stay with us right here on KSLSports.com.
Relatives coming to visit? Not enough room? Or maybe you're looking to host a family reunion and need a house with a pool? Well, Red Rock Vacation Rentals has got you covered. From 2-bedroom condos to 10-bedroom luxury homes, they truly have something for everyone. Plan your perfect getaway or staycation. Visit St. George, Utah, vacationrentals.com.
Inspired design. Ultra quiet operation. To you, it's a Bryant Evolution cooling system. To us, it's the ultimate machine.
All set.
For the dealer nearest you, visit Bryant.com.
Hey, it's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
1-1 still the score, live from Kate Field here on KSLSports.com. Blake O'Rulian alongside Stockton Jukes calling the action for this one. Devin Dixon to our left producing. Talking a little bit about the Team D auto sales keys to the game. Stockton, we talked about it to kick off the show. One of the big things the Park City Miners had to do was to capitalize on runners on base. They've got 4 LOBs coming in to the bottom of the third.
And really failed to do that in the top of the third. You had 2 in scoring position with 1 out, ran yourself into a second out from third base, and then grounded into that third out. You have to score there. This game is already going differently than the game that we called on Monday, Blake. And we're tied at 1 early on, but for Park City to have 4 left on base through those 3 innings and not have anyone on base in the second inning is a bit of an indication that this is not headed in the right direction, as I think that one caught the brim of the helmet.
Colin Morgan is beamed on that one. We got the Red Rock replay up on your screen.
Yeah, that caught him off the brim of the helmet.
How much does that rattle the cranium on that one?
On the brim, it's not that bad if it just skims across the front like that. If it hits the side of your helmet, though, your ears are going to be ringing for a couple minutes.
Royal Matthews, his 4th batter hit on the season.
Sometimes it'll hit the side of the brim and spin the helmet across your face, and that sucks. But that didn't look too bad.
Hinder the eyesight a bit. Jackson Sotelo up to bat. .366 batting average. Was unsuccessful in his first at-bat earlier on in this game. Colin Morgan leading off. No stolen bases, but Royal Matthews has been taking a good look at him as that one will fall to a ball. 2-0 the count.
Another gorgeous day here at Kate Field. A couple clouds scattered around the valley, but none directly over us. It's just purely sunny out here. And about 12 minutes shy of noon. So the sun's going to be directly overhead for the rest of this game.
Matthews will check it first. Morgan back in plenty of time. Yeah, the wind has been a hindrance for a lot of these games, but these early morning games on Monday and Tuesday haven't felt that same effect. This one so far, a little bit of wind, but not too much. Definitely not affecting the performance. We saw a little bit in the first inning, but overall, not nearly as much.
Yeah, no, not as bad today. That flag's almost dead still out there in right center.
That one, a blinding pitch down the middle. It'll be 3-1 with 1 runner on first. No outs. Royal Matthews again getting some reps. His 11 pitches through. He's found some success. That one, a big swing and a miss. Sotelo wanted all of that one, unable to connect.
Good movement on that. It came out of a really favorable arm slot, but then just cuts off the plate. You take a huge hack at it, but it's already off the end of the bat by the time it crosses.
That one is going to be a walk with the full count, and now runners on first and second.
Only 2 hits for Timpanogos so far in this game, but they've had probably 8 or 9 base runners by now. It's just been an insane parade around the bases, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, Blake, their run came in on a walk in that first inning.
Yes, you are correct, and with that, it's going to be a quick conversation on the mound between David Fiesler and company. What do you think they're talking about? No outs currently, no hits either, but still a couple of runners on base as things are not – the Miners aren't necessarily struggling, I would say, but they're definitely more so in this stagnant space, it seems like, since that first inning.
Well, the 2 pitchers that they've brought out today just have not had any sort of control like they need to against this Timpanogos team because it's a very disciplined team at the plate. You've seen – several walks worked here, and even after going from 3-0 to 3-2 for our last batter, sat on that inside pitch, knew that was where it was going to be because that's where it's been for most of the day from Park City, from both of their arms today, and you can't afford to go to the bullpen yet, so they really needed to settle that pitcher down out there in Royal Matthews. Hopefully whatever was said worked.
Matthews checks the runner at second. Tyler Hunter accounting for 50% of the hits yesterday. 2 total for him coming into today on the week. That one zips to the inside. It'll be a ball.
329 on the season for Hunter. This is his 91st AB of the season.
27 hits. Couple of doubles, no triples or home runs. And once again, checked back there. It'll be Royal Matthews checking in on Colin Morgan.
Matthews is starting to get a little too concerned about those base runners out there. You just need to get batters out, throw strikes right now. Looks like the Miners have adjusted to that outside part of the plate, but they're still throwing that hard cutter or slider, whatever it is, that's breaking away from the batters. And so now they're throwing strikes into balls instead of very far out balls into just barely balls.
That one lost its owner, and with that, the runners will advance from first and second to now second and third.
Action in the pen now for Park City. They had action in the pen during that last mound meeting, but who is that out throwing? That looks like number 17. That's got to be a JV ball player. No, it's James Morin. He doesn't have any batting statistics on here, so we'll check the pitching statistics. Yep, there he is, 13.36 ERA. So Park City really not trying to use any of their stronger arms today, but the bases are loaded again with no outs, Blake.
Luke Livingston now up to
There they go, to the pen.
And looks like another replacement will come in. Again, that will be James Morin, 13.36 ERA, as aforementioned, coming into this. 3.2 total innings pitched, 26 batters faced, and looks like he is making his way out of the bullpen. We'll step aside for a moment and be back on the other side of this one. Bottom of the third, 1-1 the score. Bases are loaded with Timpanogos looking to score.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Stop in and see what's new at Wilkinson's House of Lighting, a proud sponsor of Region 10 Athletics.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee, anytime is a good time to sip and smile Scooter's Coffee. Open 7 days a week.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Guest Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
James Moore, the new man on the bump. We saw Ashton Gurney, Royal Matthews, and now the junior. They've been quick, Park City, to draw new pitchers. You did mention the depth that they have, 14 in totality. But at some point, you got to think that they might start bringing in some of these heavier hitters if the score is to go north of 1-1.
Yeah, and listen, they do have a lot of depth, but they don't have a lot of quality depth, which is the issue here. Most of their depth is throwing with ERAs up above 4.5, which is not a great range. Their highest ERA on this roster is 42, 31.5, 21, 13.36, 21. Multiple guys with 4-digit ERAs, which is really not ever good to see. So despite having that kind of depth, it's obviously not really getting them much because the bases are loaded again with no outs again.
Luke Livingston will be up to bat as we close in on these warm-up pitches. Actually, I apologize. It looks like it's going to be Dylan McWhorter.
Third arm now in as many innings for Park City. They haven't thrown 3 arms in any of the other 2 games they've played in this tournament. It's been 2 pitchers a game. So this is already over par for them.
Watching the stitching come loose a bit as, again, no outs. Bases are loaded with Timpanogos looking to score. That one leans inside, and McWhorter had to get out of the way.
I wonder if it's something they ate for breakfast this morning that's just not letting them locate the ball. Again, they shut out the defending state champions yesterday.
That one, once again, finding the exact same spot. Carbon copy of the first.
It's crazy, too, because this is a left-hander now who's missing to the inside the same as the right-handers were. It's the same miss from a different location.
2-0 the count. Again, no outs, bases loaded. Bottom of the third.
That's a good strike.
First one to land inside that strike zone in a minute for this Park City Miners team as we pull up the replay.
Yeah, needed to pipe that one in there. Didn't take anything off of it.
Another strike.
That one just clips the plate on the outside. You could see, if you look closely, he's got a little tail on that fastball that moves away from his dominant side. So for these right-handed batters, it's going to be breaking off the plate.
2-2 the count. More in 5 total strikeouts this season. But again, not as many reps. And that'll be a full count once again, leaning on to that side of the plate on the batter's side. And we've seen consistency in it falling to that side, but it wasn't just him. It's been Royal Matthews. It was also Ashton Gurney. Through 3 innings, just trying to find a spot. That big swing and a miss will send McWhorter back into the dugout.
That's a fantastic pitch right there on the full count. Stay with the fastball. You didn't really ever change speed in that at-bat, but everything was down low and either moving away or back in. Now you look at this one. He goes up high with speed. That looks so good to a batter. Takes a huge hack at it, but he's late.
Cash McCann, the senior, had a hit earlier on in this game. Now looking to make it 2 for 2 as that ball bounces, and it'll be ball 1.
Yeah, McCann just didn't have any standard base hit either. He sprinted himself onto base. It got some help from the turf, too, as it spun its way under the glove of the first baseman.
2 hits in totality for the senior, McCann. Both of them against this Park City core. That one, a crisp strike for Morin. 1-1 the count, 1 out. Bases still loaded. .235 batting average coming into today for McCann as well. 9 total hits on the season. Looking to air out another one as that one is swung for contact but doesn't execute. It'll be strike 2.
Man, I'll tell you, if Moran can get out of this inning, it's really going to help that ERA. I'll be impressed.
1-2 the count. That pitch falls to the outside.
It's a good miss. I like that one. It looks like it could still clip the outside edge, but especially when you get that swing and a miss on the ball that goes to the outside edge on the last pitch, I don't hate that.
Good read as well by McCann. Clubbing contact is going to drop into an unoccupied zone, and with that, runners will score 2. Can a third make it? He will. And with that, the Timpanogos Timberwolves have just blown this game wide open.
Oh, boy. As soon as I compliment the pitching, he hangs one right over the heart of the plate. Drilled that one out to the warning track as left field and center field are playing real far apart out there. That one split the gap perfectly. Bases clearing double. Timpanogos right where they looked like they should have been the whole game.
Cash McCann capitalizes. That's 2 for 2 on the day. And with that, Cooper Richards looks to keep cleaning this one up. McCann checked back at second. 2 stolen bases on the season for him. And now Park City just trying to find a way to get out of this inning. Only 1 out, but 3 runs conceded already, all thanks to Cash McCann's double. Swing and a miss there for Cooper Richards. Nearly every Timberwolf biting down at the plate, really wanted to make contact and really wanted to open this one up and play later on today at 4:30.
But for the most part, they're also not swinging at bad pitches. They're sitting on some really, really good takes.
Timpanogos showing their age as Richards won't swing at that one. It'll be ball 1. A 4-1 lead for the Timpanogos Timberwolves. Day 3 of this 4A state baseball postseason. A lot of incredible games. The Monday matchup between these two had maybe the flashiest finish of any. Obviously, Luke Livingston getting that hit and sending a runner home to ice that game. One of the few games that have actually found the bottom of the 7th. A lot of the home teams getting the nod coming into today. Game 9 of many that we still have on deck for this week. All coverage live here on KSLSports.com, presented by UCCU Credit Union. Love where you bank.
What's really been interesting to me about the tournament, if you look at the bracket, it's split into 2 parts through this bracket play segment of the playoffs, and you have the winner of bracket 1 and the winner of bracket 2 in the state championship. That one is sailed over second base, but the runner didn't notice in time to take off, unfortunately. But like I was saying, in bracket 2, which is what we're playing in right now, those were the 2 early games on Monday. 3-2 win for Snow Canyon, 3-2 win for Timpanogos, and then yesterday 3-0 win for Snow Canyon, while it was a 2-0 win for Park City. So really chess matches and all those. On the other side of the bracket, 10-6 Dixie, 9-7 Desert Hills, 15-8 Bear River over Ridgeline, 17-6 Dixie over Desert Hills. It's been 2 polar opposite brackets.
Richards, strong eye as that one falls to the wayside. It's a full count. That swing will not make contact, and with that, it'll be another out as Cooper Richards makes his way back over to his dugout.
It was a good pitch by Moran again. Second swinging strikeout of the inning since he came in relief. Luckily for him, he actually doesn't have any earned runs here. As that one, yeah, it was just right off the plate. Had to swing at it with 2 strikes, but just couldn't get the bat out far enough. He doesn't have any earned runs. The bases were loaded before he came into the game, all by his predecessor, Royal Matthews. So those 3 runs that were batted in are going to go against Matthews. He's got a chance to get out without earning any runs and helping the ERA still.
Caden Harding digs at that one. Won't make contact. It'll be strike 1. 1 for 1 thus far on the day for the senior Harding, averaging a .333 in the batter's box.
Bear River starting to roll into the ballpark to our right, about an hour and a half away from their first pitch. Rematch with Desert Hills from the rain delay game on Monday night.
That pitch far wide. And with that, it'll be 1-1. Game 9, this one started at 11 o'clock. Timpanogos got here at about 9:40. Park City trailed in about 10 minutes later as that one is popped up into center. No one is there, and an advancement and a run is going to be scored. Cash McCann coming in from second. Caden Harding gets himself on first base, and now the Park City Miners really have an uphill battle leading into the second half of this one.
Boy, what a cheap RBI there, as Moran's going to earn his first run, but that just fell into no man's land. And if you're a pitcher, you just despise those balls. Really good work, though, by Timp to get everyone in scoring position in this inning.
Cash McCann speeding his way around, finds himself at home plate with plenty of time. Now Luke Livingston looking to keep this going as Harding, Dash McCann dashes his way to second base.
Mendoza tried to pop way too quick and never had control of the ball.
Second stolen base for Dash McCann.
Excuse me, that's actually Jacob DeVries behind the plate. Thought I saw a 3, it's a 5.
Foul ball. Saw a lot of foul balls on Monday in this matchup. Today, not nearly as much. A lot of fair balls as well as a lot of walks and beans, but primarily fair balls throughout the entirety of this one as we are in bottom of the third, 2 outs. Timpanogos up 5-1 opposite this Park City Miners team. It was a close game on Monday. This one opening up quite a bit as there's going to be an advancement.
Yeah, he caught a balk.
Dash McCann now moves to third. 1-1 the count, 2 outs. McCann can taste home plate as that one is going to fall outside. Ball 2.
So, Bach, just by the way, if you're a pitcher, it's really, really subjective based on the umpires. But if you come set and then either separate your hands or take a step towards the base or whatever, it'll be called a balk. The technicality behind that rule is that you're cheating the base runner and trying to get them to commit to something before you indicate whether you're going to pick off or steal, throw a pitch. But yeah, again, it's just so subjective by umpire.
Luke Livingston, 0 for 1. He'll be walked and make his way over to first. Now runners on the corner with Brighton Tate ready to get things going once again for this Timberwolves team. And Stockton, you've got to think Brighton Day, couple of home runs already this season, one of the top hitters. If he's able to find some space and time, this game is going to be a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, Tate, Harding, and Livingston are all tied for the most plate appearances for the T-Wolves this season. Tate with the most ABs out of all of them, which just means that he's walked a little bit less or been hit a little bit less. But he's got 39 hits, 8 doubles, 9 triples, 2 home runs, without a doubt, the most dangerous bat in this lineup.
Morin checking Livingston over at first. That pitch will be called a strike.
Good frame by DeVries.
Saw DeVries on the mound on Monday. Kept the Timberwolves at bay.
I honestly think between what a great snag from DeVries there.
Could have been bad.
Between amongst two-way players, I guess I'll say, I think going between pitching and catching is by far the most impressive.
Might be also helpful. I mean, knowing what a pitcher wants, knowing what a catcher wants, being able to play both those roles, certainly a valuable asset on this minors team.
But those are the two positions that work the hardest game in and game out. The pitcher throws the most baseballs. The catcher catches a lot. And the catcher is referred to as the quarterback of your baseball team on defense. They run everything. They communicate everything. They deliver signals in a lot of cases.
DeVries, the junior. That'll be another ball. 2-1 the count. Again, runners on corners. With 2 outs, Timpanogos already 4 runs earned through this inning. A lengthy bottom of the third as Timpanogos keeps the ball rolling. There's going to be a steal moving towards second. That one is popped up, and the ball is lost. And with that, Timpanogos keeps their foot on the pedal. Another pair of runs earned for the Timberwolves.
I want to shout out Luke Livingston there, who just had the most insane jump off of first base that we've seen all tournament. He was halfway to second by the time that ball was hit. And he made it all the way around from first on that drop pop fly. That is going to be an error on Park City. That one should have been caught. Just came in too hard on it.
Scoreboard says 6-1.
Yeah, 2 runs came across there from first and third.
But should be 7 if that's the case, because it was originally 5-1 prior to that.
That's right. You're right.
Colin Morgan back up to bat. But yeah, saying 5 runs this inning, it should be 6, unless we missed something while we were looking at the replay.
No, you're right. Sometimes the scoreboard's just been a little slow to update here. They also just added a hit to the Timberwolves line score up there, so I'm wondering if they've changed the scoring. Do we have a look at game changers?
Colin Morgan, the junior.
Wow, yeah, they called that a double, not an error.
Your thoughts on that, Stockton?
Yeah, I know the sun's right above their head, but that was in the air for a long time, and the reason he didn't catch the ball is because he tried to jump up, and you just ran in too hard on it. To me, that's a fielding error because you ran in too hard. The other one's understandable. When you've got 4 guys in the outfield, none of them can see the ball, and the sun is actually shining directly into your face while you're looking up. But, I think that should have been an error, but I do appreciate giving a double there for hard contact.
With the way it popped up, it looked like we were about to close out the bottom of the third. Instead, 7-1 the lead for Timpanogos.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too, is for a lot of those plays, when it is called an error, you can kind of tell there's confusion on the field. That looked like it was a foregone conclusion that it was going to be the end of the inning.
Morgan bats that one perfectly placed, and with that, another one is going to look to score. Park City Miners going to have to pull out all the stops, but nothing is slowing down this Timpanogos Timberwolves squad. 8-1 the score, the 7th run of this third inning, and now this game is blown wide open with Jackson Sotelo ready to continue on this dominant run in this third inning.
Nobody outside of Dixie has had an inning like this. And with 2 outs, I think 3 runs have scored now, so the second best 2-out rally we've seen outside of Dixie as well.
Morin veers way outside the box. 34 pitches. That's around the average, but we don't see anyone in the bullpen for Park City. It looks like they're going to keep him at least for a little bit longer, unless they're not going to warm up anyone. Or maybe there's someone right behind in the shadows. Hard to see. As that one bats out deep into center left.
Oh,
the ball is bobbled as well. And that'll move. Couple of runners on the corners, and the Miners cannot stop the offense of this Timpanogos team right now.
It's just a fundamental error there. He tried to stab at that ball as it was coming across the turf, and he booted it off the heel of his glove. He might have had a throw to third there because it looked like Cooper Morgan was sold on running to third the whole way around there. So he might have had a throw if he could pick that off the ground cleanly.
All right, the conference now between the coaches and players will happen.
Yeah, and there goes the relief man. It started off as a good appearance for Moran, but it was also in this inning 1 out ago, Blake. He came in 1 out ago. And for a while, it looked like he was going to be able to get away with no earned runs, but now he's earned 5.
Fourth pitcher coming up. Fourth pitcher on the other side coming up. Right now, it'll be Cameron Nestor. We'll talk a little bit more about him on the other side of this one on KSLSports.com, presented by UCCU Credit Union.
House of Jump is Southern Utah's only indoor trampoline park and your only place to jump, dunk, and dodge. Head on over to our house, the House of Jump.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Hey, it's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
8-1 the lead here for Timpanogos. Live from Cape Field on KSLSports.com. Blake O'Ruin alongside Stockton Jukes for this one. Stockton, 4 runs for the Timberwolves on 2 outs. They have really capitalized in these waning moments of this bottom of the third. As now a steal, and it's over the top. Another run will score. We can't even get through a thought before this Timberwolves squad scores again. It's going to be 9-1.
That's twice that DeVries has sailed one into center field from behind the plate. Just a terrible, terrible throw from behind the plate. You've got to get on top of that. You have to know by now the trajectory of that throw. The first one didn't cost you a run, luckily, because our runner didn't see the ball fly over, but you had a runner on third there, and it just cost you another run in this inning.
So Sotelo steals. Tage McKinley has not pitched this week. He is the replacement, not Cameron Nestor. I apologize on that one. A 2.33 ERA with a 2-0 record as well. 8 total appearances and 9 innings pitched. The sophomore, one of the younger Park City Miners' key components. But he looks to be the difference maker, and Park City seems to believe in him. Seems like they're also running out of resources.
Yeah, they don't have any choice but to go to their big guys now. 2.33 ERA, 2-0 decision record, 9th appearance coming up. Needs to pull Park City back into this one.
3-0 the count, 2 outs. Sotelo on second. Some contact, but a foul ball. 9-1 the score. Again, if we get through 5 innings and there is a difference of 10 runs, that will be a mercy rule. We saw that in the 7 o'clock game last night. Right now, an 8-run lead in favor of Timpanogos.
Only other team in this tournament to put up 8 runs in an inning was the Dixie Flyers.
Certainly been one of the hottest teams. 2-0, one of only 2. Snow Canyon, who will face opposite the winner of this one, looking to be most likely, from what we see right now, a rematch of yesterday in which Snow Canyon bested the Timberwolves 3-0.
Yeah, but with the bats as hot as they are against Park City right now, if you're Snow Canyon, hopefully you're watching this game. You're getting a scouting report in here this morning. I don't think you need to be at the ballpark this early because you're not playing until 4:30. But if you're watching this and you're seeing how these T-Wolves have rallied in this inning, they've scored 5 runs with 2 outs in this inning, Blake. You should be a little nervous.
4 hits in totality yesterday. 4 hits in totality yesterday for the Timpanogos Timberwolves.
We've got more in this inning alone.
And that one,
I moved enough to miss him. That's what Tage McKinley is going to bring to the mound that you haven't had yet today is movement, spin rate. Full count here with 2 outs. Huge pitch coming from McKinley. Needs an out. Gets the ground ball to short. Backhanded stop. Will the throw be in time? Yes, it is. First baseman just stays on the bag. Great stretch. And finally, the Miners get out of this inning, Blake.
one of the longer innings that we've seen through 9 games. Top of the 4th will be on the other side of this one, live from KSLSports.com.
Remember when Down East was all scratch and dent furniture? Your go-to for dorm rooms, kids' rooms, and first homes? Well, the times have changed and Down East has changed with you. Down East is proud to offer our beautiful collection of high-quality furniture designed to elevate your space and make a statement. From stylish sofas and dining tables to cozy bedroom collections. If you're starting fresh or looking to upgrade, Down East has everything you need to create the home you'll love.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 6'2".
Straight into the action as Jack Saladega leads things off in the top of the 4th, but he will be out. And a quick first out for the Park City Miners. They can't have any of that leading in to this 4th inning.
Yeah, you got to be more patient at the plate now if you're Park City. Obviously, you take a strike, then you got to start swinging, but you want to work through these innings a little bit longer. Give your pitchers some time to rest. And just put some pressure on this T-Wolves team because they have not faced any sort of pressure today. And Carter Hall, since that first inning, has been cruising.
Joey Breeza up at bat. He'll swing at that one. Won't hit, and that'll be strike 2. 0 for 1 on the day for Breeza. 9-1 lead, the dominant bottom of the 3rd for Timpanogos. Puts the Miners in a very tight spot with just a handful of innings, and potentially another successful 4th inning could put the Miners out earlier than we even think. That'll be another ball. 2-2 the count, 1 out, no Miners on base. Joey Breeza, 303 batting average coming into today as he'll bat at that one. Bites down on it, but it won't be in time, or it will be in time, I should say. Joey Breeza unable to advance to first. 2 quick outs for Park City.
And 2 great plays by Tyler Hunter in the 2-hole there, the second base hole, I should say, the 4-hole. Really good fundamentals, especially with that ball skipping off the turf. You've got to play those bounces a little differently. Got both hands in front of it, got his whole body in front of it. Gave himself enough time to make the throw.
Keller Hill up to bat. 0 for 1 on the day. Hill versus Hall. Again, Carter Hall having himself a day. Only 2 hits. Potentially.
Oh, what a stop.
A third, but that one is stopped at third base. And a quick turnaround. Timpanogos looks to continue the dominant play.
They call it the hot corner for a reason, Blake. You can see this is just ripped down that line. Hard swing right down the line. We've seen several base hits get through right there, but not today. Not on the third baseman for the Wolves, Brighton Tate, who is their best on offense and It's one of their best on defense. 9-1 heading to the bottom of the fourth.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Jermaine Ojegma from The Rink, and I'm inviting you to come out and skate The Rink. The Rink is the hot spot in town for big group events and kid birthday parties. We now have a karaoke room and retro skate night every Friday night. Visit skatetherink.com to learn more and let the good times roll at The Rink.
Your child's sports journey starts with the City of St. George Recreation. From their first steps on the court or field to becoming a star player, our youth sports programs are here to develop talents and teamwork skills. So get out and play. Check out all the sports and get signed up at sgcityrec.org.
Hey, it's Marco from Coral Canyon Golf Course, inviting you to play the course with the best backdrop in southern Utah. Make sure you get out and experience great golf for a great price at Coral Canyon. Visit coralcanyongolfcourse.com or call us at 435-688-1700 for your tee times.
9-1 the score, headed into the bottom of the fourth. We were just in the bottom of the third, but again, another quick 3 outs for Park City, and Tage McKinley back on the mound with Tanner Waite looking to come in and pinch hit, the senior, for Timpanogos.
McKinley's going to have to get Park City through the rest of this game with maybe 2 base hits, maybe 3 base runners allowed, and 0 runs, or else Timpanogos is going to cruise to the 4:30 game.
500 batting average for Tanner Waite, 1 hit, 2 total at-bats, but gets the opportunity here. Timpanogos last year won the 5A state championship. Moved down to 4A coming into this season. But right now, they look like they are one of those teams that could contest, but they will have a big one in front of them in Snow Canyon. 1-1 the count. McKinley will throw another ball.
Sorry, Blake. The other thing I was going to say here is for Timpanogos, if you can put 2 runs up in this inning and then get 3 quick outs, you'll be done with this game early. You can go home and shower and get a good meal before that 4:30 game.
That one is ripped out to right. Tanner Waite with his second hit of the season. That's going to move his batting average up to .666, 2/3 successful on this one as he'll find himself on first.
Especially because Timpanogos, I think, is the geographically closest school to this ballpark.
Orem, Utah.
They can go home. Like, they're 20 minutes north of their homes. That's such a huge advantage if they can get this win done quickly.
Again, winner of this one plays again in our 3rd slate of the day. This our first of 4 in totality. Cash McCann, who has had so much success, 2 for 2, and really engineered a lot of that offense that we saw in that bottom of the 4th, or the bottom of the 3rd, I apologize. McCann with the hot hand. Is that able to go? It won't. It'll be swallowed up by Park City, and with that, a first out for McCann.
Huge adjustment on the fly there from Joey Breeza. You could see he took that first step in, which is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to drop step on anything in the air. It's a lot easier to make up ground going forward than backward, but he made the adjustment he needed and then got that shoulder turn to get the glove in the air.
One out, Cooper Richards back up at the dish. 1 runner on first. Tanner Waite moved a little bit past that first base, but checked over by DeVries, and now back over to McKinley. Waite slides back into first.
That was a pretty good move.
Waite, no stolen bases on the season. Richards, another perfectly placed shot, is going to put another Timberwolf on base. Only 1 out One on first, one on second. And again, Cooper Richards finding success.
Man, what a time to get hot, especially in this bracket, too. We were talking about it just a minute ago about how we've had no more than 3 runs by the winning team in every game in this bracket. Now the T-Wolves have finally exploded. This is exactly when you want to get hot, on the day that it matters the most.
Again, Timpanogos would need a win against Snow Canyon if they are to get there later on today.
I'll tell you, though, Blake, this kind of a game going into that is going to do you so good, especially when you got shut out by Snow Canyon, really couldn't get any runners moving around in that game yesterday. You're seeing the ball so well here, and you're finding every gap there is in the outfield.
That one bounces into the inside. That's going to be an out at third. Still will get a runner advanced as Harding claps that one on the inside and chops it in between second and third.
Yeah, I think that was the right call there, just to get the lead runner. Wasn't going to have enough time for the double play.
Caden Harding, 2 for 2 on the day. He's perfect as he now resides at first base. Now back up is Luke Livingston, who we have seen so much throughout today. Batters just making their rounds on this lineup. Again, we saw Tanner Waite a little bit earlier on. He was a pinch hitter, as that one will be a strike.
Desert Hills has showed up now to the ballpark as well as Bear River gets their cuts in the batting cage just over the right field fence.
Desert Hills a tough one yesterday, finishing out the game through 5 innings, but Dixie just an offensive juggernaut in this tournament.
And there were a couple bright spots for Desert Hills. They had some offensive moments of their own. They had a solo shot over that left field fence at one point. But yeah, no, Dixie jumped on him for, 9 runs in the bottom of the first?
45-minute first inning in that one.
And then 20 minutes to get through the next 2.
Unbelievable by Dixie, the number 1 seed. Again, Dixie and Snow Canyon can lose today and stay alive. Every other team fighting to stay and play throughout this week. Livingston, no swing on that one.
Absolutely no pressure with 2 outs here either for Timpanogos. You've got Luke Livingston at the plate, Brighton Tate on deck, and Colin Morgan in the hole. You're probably your 3 best batters.
3-1 the count. Again, 2 outs. Livingston will be walked, and that will fill the bases once again.
There's that over 500 OBP coming to play for Luke Livingston.
Brighton Tate, now the man to capitalize on this. Again, we saw 4 runs with 2 outs in the last inning. Now bases loaded. Haven't scored any runs in this bottom of the 4th.
But right, just to remind everyone, it's 10 runs after 5 offensive innings is the mercy rule in high school. Because Timpanogos is the home team, let's say they put up 2 runs here off of a base hit. If they get 3 outs, the game's over.
That one will be called a ball.
Oh, and then also, let's say they hold Park City to no runs again in the top of the 5th. They score 2 in the bottom of the 5th. It's like a walk-off.
Could be rolling credits earlier than expected. A tight game on Monday as that one is popped up straight into center field. Will it get reeled in? It will, and we will retire the sides. 9-1, Timpanogos still up with Park City looking to stop the bleeding on the other side of this one, live on KSLSports.com.
Inspired design. Ultra quiet operation. To you, it's a bright Evolution cooling system. To us, it's the ultimate machine.
All set.
For the dealer nearest you, visit Bryant.com.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooter's Coffee, open 7 days a week.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FD.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Braden Wood replaces Carter Hall.
What a showing for Carter Hall, too. Only gave up that 1 run, 2 hits across 4 full innings of work, and only threw 48 pitches, so he could come back on Friday for Game 1 of the state championship should Timp make it that far.
Braden Wood, another senior on this Timpanogos squad. .62 ERA. As that's a second ball. Tage McKinley up at the plate. Braden Wood, 4 appearances as McKinley will foul that one back into the concourse.
Really fun day of baseball coming up, like we've mentioned a couple times. This our first game of the day. About an hour from now, Desert Hills Bear River rematch. That game was really fun. And then we'll have Snow Canyon taking on the winner of this game. Should Snow Canyon win that game at 4:30, they will automatically advance to Friday. But let's say, as this one's grounded to second, Blake.
Looks like it's going to be an out at first. Tage McKinley will head back home. And with that, a first out for the Timberwolves in this top of the 5th.
Infield has been so good, and I've mentioned this for Tyler Hunter, I think, last inning, too. He made some pretty good plays at that 4-hole. Nothing too flashy, but fundamentally just really sound and solid.
Griffin Rogers back up to bat.
Anyway, Blake, like I was saying with the Snow Canyon game, this is a double elimination tournament. So both these teams that we're watching right now are 1-1 on the week. The loser of this game will hit loss number 2 and go home. Should the winner of this one hit loss number 2 tonight, they'll go home, and Snow Canyon will be confirmed in. But since Snow Canyon is 2-0 on the week, they can still afford to lose 2. So if they lose tonight, they would have to lose again tomorrow to go home.
That one called a ball.
Same applies for Dixie as well. They'll play the winner of Bear River Desert Hills. Bear River actually beat Dixie early in the season, so that might be something to keep an eye on.
Definitely talk about it a little bit more later on as we close up shop on this one. But for now, a walk will find Griffin Rogers on first. And now Justin Michaelis back up. Handful of at-bats for him, and one of the few who actually has a hit, one of 2 to be more exact. Michaelis, again, his 85th varsity game here today. 3 years on this squad and coming back for another one next year.
Yeah, a lot of power in that bat. Good first baseman. You love the lefty look. Just got on top of that one.
That one slowly bounces over to first, and with that, a second out. As the time seems to be running out for the Miners.
Yeah, Michaelis tried to just yank that one. You could see his wrist roll over all the way on top of the ball. Easy chopper out.
Jacob DeVries back up. Again, a pitcher, a catcher, does a whole lot for this team. Not to mention a .321 batting average coming into today. Looking for hit number 28. He's already got one today. Michaelis and DeVries really been the two people engineering this offense through 5 innings.
Yeah, it's been a really noticeable lack of offensive production from Park City. They had 2 runners they left on in the first after they got that 1 run in with the bases loaded and nobody out. So 2 left on in that situation is still not great. Didn't get anyone on base in the second inning, 1, 2, 3 inning. Third inning, they left 2 on again, failed to score. Fourth inning, I don't even think they had anyone on base again. And, yeah, you got to get that run in from second here if you want any sort of chance. Because right now, like we've mentioned a couple times now in this broadcast, 2 runs for Timpanogos would walk them off and send them to the next round. Need to make that number a little higher.
Rogers on second. DeVries at the plate. He'll swing at that one. Chops to the inside. They'll get there in time, and with that, we will move back over to the Timberwolves. 9-1 still the score.
Look at this coverage from Wood, too. Great break on that. Knew immediately it was going to be a tough play. You need that from your pitcher to help on defense.
9-1 the score. Bottom of the 5th coming up. 2 runs sends the Park City Miners packing back home with a chance to face Snow Canyon at 4:30. Stay with us right here on KSLSports.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Athletes, now is the time to build explosive strength, power, speed, and agility when you join Intermountain Sports Performance through our Season of Speed Holiday Special. Call 435-251-2299 to instantly save $100 on our 8-week training program. Must purchase by December 31st.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Inspired design. Ultra quiet operation. To you, it's a Bride Evolution cooling system. To us, it's the ultimate machine.
All set.
For the dealer nearest you, visit Bryant.com.
Bottom of the 5th beckons right now. Blake O'Rulean alongside Stockton Jukes, live on KSLSports.com, presented by UCCU Credit Union. Colin Morgan back up to bat. Tage McKinley still on the mound. 1 of 4 pitchers for the Miners today as that one fouls out right.
McKinley got out of that 4th inning by the skin of his teeth. Just barely escaped. Going to need to throw some better pitches here. Probably stay off the plate a little bit more. Make them swing at some bad pitches. If you give up a base or 2, then you can make the adjustment, but don't give them anything to hit early on. That's a great example right there of something that's just clipping that outside corner.
Tage McKinley, no pitching coming into today this week, but has been able to weather the storm a bit after that 8-run 3rd inning by Timpanogos. That one bounces into the dirt. It'll be ball 2.
But that's good sequencing there too, right? Because you get the called strike on the outside corner to make it 1 and 2. You're going to be defensive as a batter with 2 strikes. That one looks the same, but it dives a little further, so it's going to be called a ball. But if you swing at that, you're never going to hit it.
Morgan has a hit today. As that one will bounce out as a foul. Again, this Park City Miners team, despite the scoreboard, this is the best team they have had in quite some time, dating back to when they were a 3A squad.
Yeah, no, it's been a great year for Park City. 21-9, 12-3 in region and the region title. But you just got to circle back to the fact that it's just not that strong of a region out there. Most of their regular season competition did not make it out of the regional round of this playoff tournament, if they even made it that far.
Yeah, despite that 12-3 region record in that first place spot, the number 6 seed coming into today, Timpanogos, number 3. When we look back at what the lineup looked like on Monday when these two faced off, that one airs deep out into left field. That ball will be caught, but looked like there was maybe another opportunity for an error.
Yeah, caught your breath on that one. That was a little nerve-wracking for sure. But yeah, I want to go back and talk about that Park City schedule because they did have some really good wins. They had a series win against Juan Diego back in March. They took down Canyon View. They took down Viewmont. They took down Orem in extra innings. But the teams in this tournament that they played in the regular season, 7-0 loss to Desert Hills, 13-3 loss to Dixie. So once you get to some of those more talented, high offensive, high leverage teams, it hasn't gone as well.
Jackson Sotelo back up, a couple of swings. It'll be strike 2, no balls. 1 out for Timpanogos. Again, 2 runs would ice this game. That one beautifully stopped right at third base, and that'll be a swift second out for this minor squad. The infield looking a lot more like they did yesterday.
Yeah, that was a really great snag on the one hop off the ground, especially off the turf. Like we said, it skips a little quicker, doesn't kick up as hard, doesn't take as much speed off the ball. Just barely missed turning that into a line out, but still gets the out.
Cameron Nestor able to rally that one back in and level this one a little bit. No runs scored, 2 outs. As Chase Riggs is patient on that one. First time seeing Chase Riggs today. He pitched on Monday. .99 ERA. A savage on the mound, but also a .300 batting average. 0-2 the count, 2 outs. That one veers inside as Riggs has to get out of the way. 1-2.
This would be a really important inning for Park City if they can get out of this one with no base runners.
Riggs looked like it might have hit, but
held it
guess
way
not.
too long, spiked it probably 2 feet before the batter's box.
McKinley, 42nd pitch of the day. As that
Great
one
breaker.
will strike out Riggs and retire the sides.
What a nasty, nasty sweeping slider there. Clips the outside corner again, and that's what they've been missing, that spotting and that spin rate. Tage McKinley has it, and he's going to try and get Park City back in this game as we head to inning number 6.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
Hey, it's Marco from Coral Canyon Golf Course, inviting you to play the course with the best backdrop in southern Utah. Make sure you get out and experience great golf for a great price at Coral Canyon. Visit coralcanyongolfcourse.com or call us at 435-688-1700 for your tee times.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Top of the 6th just about underway. 9-1 the score in favor of Timpanogos, the defending 5A state champions. Ashton Gurney swings at that one as it'll fall foul right behind the plate. And we've been talking about the dominant batting by Timpanogos, but Stockton, this is back-to-back innings in which we haven't seen a run.
Yeah, Tage McKinley came in and did what he needed to do, got Park City out of a really bad spot. He needs the run support now. Park City's got to find some base runners here. They've only got 6 more outs to work with, Blake, and that is not a lot of time to score 8 to tie, 9 to win. Yeah, need a minimum of 8 in 6 outs, which is, if you need more runs than you have outs left, it's not a good ratio.
Gurney coming into today at a batting average of .392, 31 total hits, as he is swinging at everything, biting down, but like you said, needs to. It's timely right now.
Yeah. I wanted them to make the adjustment towards patience at the mound. They just didn't really do it when it needed to be done. So now you have to be aggressive because you need base runners. You don't need to swing out of your shoes because your one solo home run's not going to do anything. But you need base runners.
That one falls outside, full count. Stockton, what would you say would be maybe the X factor in where Timpanogos was able to capitalize and Park City might have fallen short as we're here in the top of the 6th?
What a breaking ball. Oh, my goodness. Backwards K. Difference for me has come down to the pitching. Park City started with some pitching staff that just all season long the numbers have not been there for them. They expected to maybe be able to take it to Timpanogos and depend on Timpanogos' poor offense from that game yesterday. That was a bad gamble to make.
Hunter Wilkins chops that one to the inside. It's missed by the pitcher.
Got it. Oh,
and
no,
with
I did
that,
catch it.
He will be safe. He'll run to second. Braden Wood lost the ball trying to get him out at first. And now Hunter Wilkins, the senior, we haven't seen him today, finds himself on second base.
That, I think if he catches that ball, that would have been out by half a step. It was a great, quick throw, but it must have kicked off his hip or his upper thigh or something. Just shot out into right field and gave Park City a runner on second.
Hunter Wilkins, 6 hits on the season. That was number 7. And now back on is Jack Saladega. Saladega 0 for 2 today, but again, 1 hit yesterday. See if he can keep his hand hot. And Wilkins on the background of that, right there at second base. He's moving quite a bit.
You got to be aggressive with your base runners here, but you also cannot run yourself out of the inning.
1 out, 1 ball. Saladega doesn't jump on that opportunity.
Yeah,
it'll be called a ball.
If you're that runner out there on second, you're definitely not going to be stealing third here. It's just not a high percentage steal. But you are going to be shuffling around back there trying to get a bad pickoff throw. Anything in the dirt from the pitcher, even on the pitch as well, you can take off on. Enough speed probably if you get a good jump. That's why you'll see that huge secondary.
6 stolen bases on the season for the senior and Hunter Wilkins. As that one will land inside the strike zone. 2-1 the count. Saladega connects, but it'll be foul. Lands onto the roof of the concession stand. Through 9 games this week, we've got 3 baseballs congregated up on top of that.
Yeah, it'll be a little ladder that they pull out on Saturday to pull all those down. There'll probably be a couple more up there before we're done.
2-2 the count. Swing and a miss.
No, he got him.
I apologize. No. Yeah, you're right. I apologize.
He checked the swing just a little tiny bit late. They appealed down to the third base umpire, and it was the second strikeout of the inning. Disgusting stuff coming right now. Look at, oh my goodness, look at that. It starts off the middle of the plate, and it dove in maybe a foot off the plate on the inside. You have to commit to that slider at a certain point in the pitch, and once you commit to that swing, then it starts breaking.
Braden Wood showing his age. The senior, 27 pitches today, found a lot of success
And
as
another
Joey
one.
Breeza sent swinging as well. 0-1 the count, 2 outs for the Miners with their back against the wall here in the top of the 6th.
That one had that same amount of spin and movement. You'll see here just sweeping that off the plate, and the foul tip off the end of the bat.
That one will be called a ball. Breeza, the sophomore, 0 for 2 on the day, looking to create some contact and move some runners. Again, you mentioned utilizing base runners. Just get them on base, load up as much as possible as that one falls outside the box. 2-1 the count.
You know, for as good as Braden Wood is and for as much spin and movement as we're seeing out of him, the fact this is only his 5th appearance with a 1.62 ERA and nothing in the decision column is kind of surprising to me. That just tells you how good the top of that Timpanogos rotation is, because you've got 3 pitchers under 1 ERA.
Saving a lot of those option ones for Snow Canyon and potentially a matchup with someone at the top of the bracket. Lots to find out through today.
You're going to be sitting on Riggsy probably until this afternoon. Chase Riggs with a .99 ERA on the season, 12 appearances, 9-1 decision record. That's probably who they're going to bring up at 4:30 if this game holds the way it is.
Pitched on Monday. No conceded runs on his end. He was pulled a little bit early.
And I think because they wanted to have him available earlier in the week.
That one will be a walk. And now 2 Miners on base.
It's a great at-bat from Breeze after he saw those 2 nasty, nasty pitches to open him up.
Wilkins still on second. Breeza on first. And now with the chance to tighten up the gap, Keller Hill, who is 0 for 2 today. Thought about it. No swing, and that'll be a strike for the Timberwolves.
Started that slider a little further inside, came across the front door. Ooh, couldn't quite see the movement on that from the side camera.
Nearly bit down on it, but the ball is lost, and now the runners will advance from first and second to second and third. One of the few wilder pitches from Braden Wood. Is that what you would call it?
Yeah, that was a wild pitch for sure. Just airmailed it. The way that's scored, by the way, wild pitch is when the pitcher either chunks it into the dirt and it bounces away from the catcher, or if it goes way above the catcher. If it's somewhere around the zone and the catcher just misses it, usually if there's glove contact and he misses it, that'll be a pass ball.
Keller Hill sits down, the swing, and with that, 2-1 the count, 2 outs. Back against the wall for the Miners, down by 8 runs, but 2 on base, as that will bring ball 2.
Big at-bat for Park City with 2 outs. They've got some runners on. Now both of them in scoring position after the wild pitch. If you leave those 2 on, that's curtains. You're going home today.
That one driven out into center field. It'll drop, and a couple of Park City Miners will score. Wilkins and Breeza find their way back home, their first run since the first inning.
Fantastic piece of hitting by Keller Hill. I just said, if you don't get those runners in, it is basically you're done for. And as soon as I say that, just blast one right out into the outfield. Easy 2 RBI single.
Keller Hill now on first. Tage McKinley looking to keep the ball rolling. Again, 2 outs. Not an ideal position to be in when you finally get a little bit of momentum going.
Yeah, but we saw it from Timp, too. They scored, 5 runs with 2 outs on the 3rd inning?
McKinley takes a shot at it. Won't connect. 1-1 the count. Bottom of the 6th. Again, Timpanogos needs to win with a strike there, strike 2. Timpanogos needs to win this game by 10 in order to end it early. But we will move to the top of the 7th after this one. Could potentially close curtains on this Park City Miners season. 2-2 the count. McKinley still at bat. Big swing and a miss. And that will retire the sides once again. Timpanogos looks to stay alive in this 4A state tournament, live here on KSL Sports, presented by UCCU Credit Union. Back after this.
This is Parker. This is Jason with Team D Auto Sales.
Supporting local sports for over 20 years.
That's 2 decades. Come to Team D Auto Sales at 488 East St. George Boulevard.
Or teamdautosales.com.
Yeah! Team D, Team D.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Did you know that it costs less to maintain your equipment than to repair it? Yet 90% of breakdowns are caused by system neglect. Give your heating, cooling, and plumbing the care they deserve. For all your air conditioning and plumbing needs, turn to the experts.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Own property and want to rent it? Then you need the right team with 11 years of local experience, a staff of over 25 employees, and a 4.9 Google rating. Aim to maximize your rental income and find quality tenants while keeping turnover low to increase your revenue and truly maintain your property. Learn more at redrockpropertymanagement.com.
(9-3) the score, headed into the bottom of the 6th. And pitcher number 5 for the Miners, Justin Michaelis, seen some success throughout the day, the junior. 7.87 ERA, 2.2 innings pitched. Not a lot of reps on the mound, but gets the opportunity here late in this game.
Yeah, definitely a calculated move by Park City to take Tage McKinley out when they did, through 42 pitches, which means he'll have to rest tomorrow. But if Park City is going to make it later into this week, they will be playing on Thursday, and they want him back then if they can get that far. But, man, that is a tall order with a 6-run deficit and 3 outs to go.
Dylan McWhorter will foul that one. No hits today, went 1 for 3 yesterday. We were thinking maybe this one would end a little bit early, but Park City able to score 2 runs in the top of the 6th.
Well, it's Tage McKinley's fault that we didn't finish early because he came in and stopped the bleeding from the Timpanogos offense. But, yeah, you asked me the difference in this game last inning. It really just comes down to the pitching for me. It was a really poor decision to come out with the staff that they did today. They should have been able to see the numbers and know better, as that's going to be just barely out. Just barely. Almost a fumble on the transfer there, trying to flip that over to Michaelis. Yeah, look at this. First baseman just couldn't get out of his glove for a second.
Perfect timing on the replay by our man Devin Dixon, saving his voice a little bit. Lots of games this week, as well as Paul Ratliff manning a camera outside for us.
Getting a nice tan out there if he wasn't wearing the quarter zip and the sun hat.
1 out for Timpanogos. Currently Braden Wood, who's been spending some time on the mound today.
Check swing foul. I think I hit the bat. I think I heard it. 1-2 it should be. Now let's see. you get defensive with those pitches inside. Try and get that bat going early. Yeah, I think it got him.
That one chopped straight through the infield into center. And Braden Wood able to get on base with a perfectly placed base hit.
Tage McKinley playing second now. Almost ran that down. Slid, tried to get it. Just squeaked under him.
Yeah, missed Michaelis. Then past McKinley. And with that, we've got one on with one out.
Good block.
Ball lost its handling for just a second, but right back to it. Cooper Richards back up. Has a hit today. Again, Cooper Richards, another one of those seniors. It's coming down to the final days of their baseball playing days, be it that they don't have a college career. But with that, a double play will move things back into possession for the Miners.
That's a rare 2-number double play there as the shortstop does it all himself in the middle. Great scoop right near the bag. Didn't have time to flip and turn the double play, so he does it himself.
Park City not going down without a fight. Still quite the battle to be had. 9-3 the score right here on KSLSports.com. Back after this.
Remember when Down East was all scratch and dent furniture? Your go-to for dorm rooms, kids' rooms, and first homes? Well, the times have changed and Down East has changed with you. Down East is proud to offer our beautiful collection of high-quality furniture designed to elevate your space and make a statement. From stylish sofas and dining tables to cozy bedroom collections. If you're starting fresh or looking to upgrade, Down East has everything you need to create the home you'll love.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Welcome back to Kate Field here at Slick in West Jordan, the home of the 4A UHSAA Baseball State Championship, brought to you by the Utah Community Credit Union. Love where you bank. Stockton Jukes here, our man Blake O'Rulian, just taking a quick producer break over there as he runs the graphics and the buttons. Timp needs 3 outs. They'll move on to the 4:30 p.m. contest as we've just passed over 1:05 local time. Nice and warm. The breeze picking up out there in center field. And we are ready to go. Back up to the plate now for the Miners. That's going to be Griffin Rogers at the top of the order. Center fielder Rogers on the season, .424 batting average, and he takes ball one. 14 doubles for Rogers as well. Just an insane number. Chopped foul. I do believe this is Rogers' 119th plate appearance of the season. Crazy, crazy number. That'll tell you just how good this Park City offense was this year. If you can get to the plate more than 120 times a year, that means you're cranking through your lineup game in and game out. 2 balls and a strike here for Rogers. As we get Blake O'Rulian back in the hot seat. Blake, take it away.
Great job, my friend. Top of the 7th. 2-2 the count. Again, it would need to be a miraculous inning for the Miners to make it through this, but Rogers unable to lend any helping hand in that situation as he struck out.
You cannot do that. You can't do it. Down 6 runs, 3 outs to go, 2 strikes against you. Beautiful breaking ball on the outside edge. That was a strike the whole time. You have to swing at that.
The 4A Baseball State Championship is brought to you by UCCU Credit Union. Love where you bank. Live here from Cape Field, home of the Bruins at Salt Lake Community College, as that one by Michaelis is chopped in, losing the handling, and with that, we will get a minor on base.
Man,
quick lapse of judgment.
Tyler was so good all game. Not going to get out of this one without an error.
Jacob DeVries.
That's Tyler's 10th error of the season.
DeVries, a hit today. Been all over the field this week. Still getting a lot of reps as well in the batter's box. Is that one lands as a strike. 1 out, 1 on first. Michaelis was replaced by Rogers on that first base. Griffin Rogers, another senior on this squad for Park City. That one will be a bean, and with that, 2 runners on, first and second.
Looked like he was trying to go back to that big curveball, just didn't get his hand over top of it.
Ashton Gurney now up to bat. 0 for 3 today for Gurney.
Double play. Now that you've got runners on base, could end the game. It looks like we're going to see a pinch runner.
Second pinch runner.
It's Nate Gendron, the junior.
Not a lot on Gendron. 1 run this season. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities at the plate. But able to potentially round some bases at the given opportunity with Gurney. Looking to swing at that one. It'll fall foul as it darts down the left field line.
Just a touch early on that one, but we've seen a couple multiple RBI hits right down that part of the field throughout this week.
We saw Park City down by 2 runs in this situation on Monday. The gap significantly wider in this one. But we have seen some spirited comebacks through the first couple of days of this 4A state postseason.
Big hanging breaking ball there. Just didn't have enough vertical movement to get back down through the top of the zone. But that's where you want to miss with that. You'd never want to hang it over the middle.
1-1 the count, 1 out. Gurney swings at that one. It'll pop foul, I apologize. Strike 2. Timpanogos hoisted 8 runs in the 3rd inning. It was reminiscent of what we saw yesterday, the output of Dixie. And
Three of them came off that batter right there, Ashton Gurney, but he just gets drilled.
Bases will load up, only 1 out. And with that, Jack Saladega. No, it won't be Saladega. Is that going to be Wilkins again? Yes, Hunter Wilkins will step back in.
Yep, this is the time that you should make those adjustments. Your season is on the line.
Wilkins 1 for 1 at the plate.
.667 batting average in now 17 plate appearances. 9 official ABs, 20 runs scored, so a big pinch runner for this team. He's got 6 base hits on those 9 official ABs.
That one.
Tim fans did not like that call.
Called a ball, and that'll rattle the seats a bit
That's
of the
correct
Timpanogos.
call. I think that's the correct call.
Looked to have sunk a little bit late.
Yeah, it dove hard.
That one will be swung. It'll be chased down,
Whoa.
unable to reel it in. And that'll be 1-2 on the count.
Strong effort from Richards. You don't want to run to that brick wall. The game's not close enough to lay the body out like that.
Especially, you don't get
Not enough on
24
the
hours
line.
to turn
Yeah.
it around. You got to come back and play in about 6 hours or so.
No,
Or no,
3.
3 hours or so. I apologize. I'm thinking of at the beginning of this game. Yeah, just 3 hours.
They might have just enough time to run home after this, but I'm starting to think that maybe not. You're going to want to stay with your team, get the scouting report in on Snow Canyon, figure out what you want to do.
Couple of score updates for you as we've got softball going on throughout the state. Desert Hills leads Bear River 5-0 in the second. Hurricane currently trailing Ridgeline 4-0. Cedar versus Crimson still goose eggs on the board in the third inning. And Snow Canyon leads Payson 1-0 in the third. Lots of fun on diamonds all throughout the state. Those are your 4A softball updates.
Those aren't the only tournaments we've got going on around the state as well. The boys lacrosse state championship kicked off yesterday as the first round was completed at the home sites. In the boys soccer state championship, the quarterfinals are tomorrow night at the home sites.
Wilkins drills that one deep into left. One runner will score. The bases will stay loaded. But Daniel Rogers able to make his way in, and with that, the Miners score once again. 4-9 is the score. Still a steep uphill battle, but Hunter Wilkins able to breathe a little bit of life into this Park City squad.
Man, I've got so much respect for that too, because he's not a starter, not someone who regularly comes into the game and makes an impact game in, game out, but has appeared in more games than not for Park City in that position. And as a pinch hitter, his batting average is phenomenal. That's what you need out of your pinch hitters, especially in a situation like this with your season on the line, getting that RBI in, and then great base coaching at third base as well, because it looked like a very, very heavy turn from Gendron, but he was held at third to stay on the base pass, because if he would have made that turn and gone home, there was a very, very easy throw to be made to the plate.
Braden Wood looks to be done for the day. He made his way over to the dugout. We will step aside with top of the seventh, bases loaded. Still more action to be had, only one out. We'll be right back here on KSLSports.com.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out, with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and Sandy.
House of Jump is Southern Utah's only indoor trampoline park and your only place to jump, dunk, and dodge. Head on over to our house, the House of Jump.
Inspired design. Ultra quiet operation. To you, it's a Bride Evolution cooling system. To us, it's the ultimate machine.
All set.
For the dealer nearest you, visit Bryant.com.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
Park City itching away on life support, but now Canyon Clegg steps in, the sophomore, one of 3 sophomores on this Timberwolves squad. Park City with the bases loaded. Jack Saladega looking to keep the fire hot.
Clegg, a very rare reliever for the Timpanogos T-Wolves, as they're going to keep some of their arms in the pen for potentially later today and later this week. Clegg 3 1/3 this season on 2 appearances only, so this is only his 3rd pitching appearance of the season.
Saladega rips that one into right. That's going to bring one down. Around the bend they go. Can they score 2? They will. Runners on the corners, and Park City with so much life left, 6-9 the score with Saladega getting that single.
Man, if they tie this game up again and make it dramatic in the very last inning, especially being down, 6 coming into this inning? Just, oh my goodness, what a matchup, Blake.
It seemed like a foregone conclusion. We were even alluding to it in the broadcast throughout the entirety of this game after that 3rd inning. Following the 9-1 score, which stuck around for a couple of innings, but Park City still not going away without a fight. And now Joey Breeza looks to keep things hot for the Miners.
He is the tying run as well.
Saladega on first, Wilkins on third. Time called by Breeza. Looks like the ump is going to give it to him.
I think that might have been a little late, but again, it's subjective by umpire. Usually if the pitcher doesn't have enough time to stop the delivery, that tells me it was a bit late.
Breeza has not gone yard this season, but as you mentioned, that would be the equalizer. 0-2 the count, only 1 out. Still an opportunity if Breeza were to head back to the dugout. That pitch is wide. It'll be ball 1.
Yeah, trying to get the chase there. Good 0-2 pitch.
Breeza, no hits today. Has had a lot of at-bats. That one is high. Looks like it's going to stay inside the park. It'll be wrangled in by Timpanogos.
It's an RBI, though, and it's a 2-run ball game.
Wilkins makes his way in.
Great catch. Good camera work out there by Pauly.
Brought in by Livingston. You got to think that one is battered down in any way. That could have been a problem for Timpanogos. But still, we are now at a 2-run game, Stockton, as that one drives into left.
Keller Hill has been one of the only Miners that's been producing for these entire 7 innings. Now the rest of his team catching up, but there you go. Another base hit in a good situation. He puts himself on first as the tying run.
Keller Hill sizzles a single, and with that, Tage McKinley with the opportunity to put the Miners up. No home runs this season for him, but a spirited comeback by the Miners late. 4 runs in the top of this 7th. Obviously, Timpanogos, if there were to be a comeback, has the opportunity to answer back in the bottom of the 7th, but Tage McKinley won't bite on that one. This has been unbelievable, Stockton.
This is fantastic, and I'll tell you what, we were saying at the midpoint of the broadcast just about that Timpanogos with that 8-run lead, the bats on fire, they were going to be a hard team to stop even by Snow Canyon standard later. I don't think that's the case anymore.
McKinley takes a swing. It'll foul right behind us.
Especially if Timpanogos has to go up to bat in the bottom of the 7th again after leading going into the 7th inning again against the same team on Monday. I think they're going to lose their mental edge.
McKinley.
Ooh. I thought that was a strike. Timpanogos crowd agrees with me, and that they're going to get some jeers in for that one. We've had a pretty good strike zone all week long. Oh, goodness, that is a strike. That's not close. Yikes. Sometimes it happens, though. That's the human aspect of baseball.
2-1 the count. Tage McKinley, all pressure.
Yeah, chest high over the inside part of the plate. I thought that was a strike 100 times out of 100, but again, these are human umpires. They do make mistakes. Their guys are just trying to see the pitches the same as we are. It definitely hurts, though, if you're Timpanogos.
Not the start for Canyon Clegg, who looked to ice this game. Timpanogos pointed to him But since that replacement, there has been a lot of success on the side of Park City. Sophomore versus sophomore right now. Clegg opposite McKinley. McKinley, 3 balls, 1 out, or 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. He'll be walked. And now the bases are loaded once again. And it'll be Griffin Rogers.
This is incredible. Griffin Rogers is the best batter on this Park City team. 14 doubles, 3 triples, 1 home run. If he gets a hold of an extra base hit here, Park City's going to take the lead, Blake.
So much momentum. It was a steep hill to climb, but now they look to be rolling. And with that, a quick conversation in the infield.
And I think we're going to see another substitution as the T-Wolves head coach goes to edit the book with the umpire. We'll see what happens. Now he's just going to tell everyone to settle down, so maybe not a pitching change here, maybe just a book change.
Comeback in the works, 9-7 the score.
There's 2 outs, though, and you have a force out at any base. I think you just have to hang in the low part of the strike zone here, throw strikes, and let Park City ground themselves into the last out of the game. You hang anything above waist height here, and I think Park City, with the momentum they've got in the dugout right now, they'll do some damage with it, especially with Griffin Rogers at the plate of all people.
Clegg will stay on.
This is Rogers' 120th at-bat of the year.
Rogers, the senior, been a mainstay on this minors squad.
What a spot to be in as a senior, man. At the end of your career, season on the line, incredible rally going on in the final inning. Now you've got the bases loaded with 2 outs. You dream about stuff like this in the backyard when you're 6.
You pretend to be the play-by-play announcer yourself as you rip dingers out in the backyard with your dad, brothers, sisters, mom.
And you add as many strikes into the count as you need to just to make sure you get the ball to the bat.
Bunch of foul balls.
I don't like this spotting here from Timpanogos. I really don't like going upstairs with Canyon Clegg. I think you got to go down.
2-1 the count, 2 outs again. Rogers at the plate. He has been a major contributor to this minor squad all week long, and now with the chance for a massive comeback.
Fantastic check swing there. Oh, no!
We see Fiesler fired up.
Screaming at the umpire out there behind the pitcher's mound. Usually you have to appeal to the corner umpires either at first or third. That was the wrong umpire to appeal to. And so Park City's coach is going to get his money's worth here. That was the wrong procedure.
David Fiesler absolutely losing his lid.
I would support if he just went off on a full tangent and ended up getting thrown out of the game here just to get his team fired up.
We haven't seen tempers flare despite any sort of officiating through 9 games this week. David Fiesler fired up. As that one is sent lasered into left, it'll be foul, but that one had the distance on it. Griffin Rogers almost just sent this game into a frenzy.
Oh, goodness gracious. Man, I'm feeling just about as nervous as Griffin Rogers is right now. This is incredible.
We've mentioned it before, but it felt like a foregone conclusion earlier on in this game, and now it is as tight as can be. Tensions are flaring. Palms are sweaty. Griffin Rogers at the plate, 2-2 the count with 2 outs. That one stings into the infield, and that looks like it is going to close out the season for the Park City Miners. They are sent packing.
Coach Timpanogos going to go out and get his money's worth. He's going to go scream at the home plate umpire. He's going to go scream at the crew. And, you know, if he strikes out there, then, yeah, I think you have a right to, but he grounded out, so I don't think you can really make that argument anymore. And the umpires are going to get off the field as quickly as they can, too. That's something that you should be keeping an eye on. They ran off the field.
Fiesler will shake hands with head coach Kim Nelson. 28th season for the legend, looking for his 8th career state title. And the hope is still alive as Timpanogos bests the Park City Miners 9-7 in what was a back-and-forth battle, similar to what we saw on Monday. We will close things out on the other side of this one, put a cap on what was one of the top games of this entire week. You are watching 4A Baseball on KSLSports.com, presented by UCCU Credit Union.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Did you know that it costs less to maintain your equipment than to repair it? Yet 90% of breakdowns are caused by system neglect. Give your heating, cooling, and plumbing the care they deserve. For all your air conditioning and plumbing needs, turn to the experts.
Your child's sports journey starts with the City of St. George Recreation. From their first steps on the court or field to becoming a star player, our youth sports programs are here to develop talents and teamwork skills. So get out and play. Check out all the sports and get signed up at sgcityrec.org.
Athletes, now is the time to build explosive strength, power, speed, and agility when you join Intermountain Sports Performance through our Season of Speed holiday special. Call 435-251-2299 to instantly save $100 on our 8-week training program. Must purchase by December 31st.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
9-7, the final here for Timpanogos opposite Park City. Park City nearly mounted the comeback, but falls short late here at Salt Lake Community College. Blake O'Rulean alongside Stockton Jukes, live here on KSLSports.com. Happy to have you with us. Stockton, 6 runs in the final 2 innings for Park City, 2 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th, and it really felt, we were talking about it off air, it really felt like this was going to be a Cinderella story type finish.
Yeah, and man, I feel so bad for Park City right now, and David Fiesler as well. Coach Fiesler is probably going to have a lot to say to the umpire crew, to some of the UHSAA staff around here, because that was a really, really tough call that was made against them in a critical moment of the game that took a lot of momentum away from them. And, you know, the ground out kind of takes away the argument that, like, they made him strike out and they lost him the game. But at the same time, because you have 2 strikes on you in that position instead of 3 and 1, you have to swing at that pitch and then you ground out. So I really didn't like that call at all. I've never seen an umpire in the middle of the field appeal a pitch before he was asked to appeal it from the wrong spot on the field. When you had an umpire on first base, that's who you appeal to in that situation. That's the procedure. That's the standard. They didn't do that there, and it cost Park City.
Timpanogos will move on and face Snow Canyon later on today in Game 12 of this tournament at 4:30 p.m. live here on KSLSports.com and simulcasting as well on the Fan Sports Network. Talking a little bit about Timpanogos, obviously the dominant 3rd inning, the 1st inning as well. Who really flew off the film for you on this Timberwolves squad?
It's got to be Cash McCann for me today. Designated hitter for the T-Wolves, 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a run scored himself. I go back to that bunt that he got himself on base after it spun away from the first baseman. That, for me, is the game-changer moment where Timpanogos starts that huge inning and really gets the momentum going, and Park City starts to overthink things a little bit. Obviously, the Miners made a huge charge in the 6th and 7th innings, but similar to what happened on Monday, they just left it to too late. You really wish that they would have capitalized on some of those base runners earlier in the game. And, for as much as they did at the end there, they work really well under pressure. We've seen it twice now. Just you can't put yourself in that big of a hole and expect to win the game. Almost pulled off a miracle, just couldn't quite do it.
Park City dips to black on the season as Timpanogos will move forward. Bear River versus Desert Hills coming up next in just a matter of moments. Stockton, your thoughts on those as we close this out?
That's going to be a fun matchup, too. Those teams were locked pretty hard together because Bear River went up 5-0 in the first 2 innings. And then at the bottom of the second, Desert Hills started responding immediately. 2 in the bottom of the second, 3 in the bottom of the third. We were tied at 5. Then you get to the bottom of the 5th inning. Desert Hills scores 3. It's 8-5. As soon as we go to commercial break at the end of the 5th inning, downpour. Hour and a half just sitting around, waiting on the game to get back going. Jeff Clough, the head of our UHSAA out here for this tournament, he was like, "No, we're gonna play tonight. We're gonna get this game in tonight." And he was right. And they managed to finish that game around 11:30ish. So a super late game. Desert Hills ended up winning that one 9-7. Bear River made a little bit of a charge back, but never quite made it to that 8 threshold. I think it's going to be a tough matchup. Bear River is a very, very good team. Very good team. Desert Hills, we saw them get beat 17-6 by Dixie last night. Bear River beat them 4-3 in Dixie at the beginning of the season, in the regular season. So it's a team that could take down the number 1 seed out there. They've done it this season. Obviously, things have changed over the course of the season. Dixie's probably picked up some steam as well, but it's a dangerous matchup. If you're the Flyers, you are really riding on Desert Hills pulling this game off.
Some significant storylines still to come. Dixie still in, Snow Canyon, Bear River, Desert Hills, and Timpanogos will move on. With that, we will close things out for Game 1. 3 still to come later on today. And with that, we will close up shop for this one. Timpanogos wins 9-7. Their title hopes stay alive. And we will say goodbye for a matter of moments, but be back with Desert Hills and Bear River on the other side of this one right here on KSLSports.com.